Jabalia. It is a name you are unlikely to forget anytime soon. Jabalia is the largest refugee camp in the Gaza Strip. And this is all that remains of it now.
عمليات البحث ما زال
You see those craters? They are the result of Israeli airstrike. Jabalia was first bombed on the 31st of October, and then it was bombed again today. Here's the footage of the first strike. This video released by IDF makes the strike on Jabalia look like any other in this war. It was anything but. Just have a look at its impact. This almost looks like the aftermath of an earthquake. Many living in Jabalia say the strike did indeed feel like an earthquake. Eyewitnesses say people could be heard screaming, crying. Children were carrying their injured friends. People were buried under collapsed buildings. We don't have a lot of footage from Jabalia to show you, and that is because soon after the strike, or around the time of the strike, there was a communication blackout in Gaza. The internet was down, phone lines were down. And the world is only beginning to learn about the tragedy in Jabalia, about how it unfolded.
يا رب ارحم عبادك والله شلت الحسرة من بدري يا رب والله حسرتني من بدري يا رب والله بدرك انت الغاليين يا رب.
Jabalia is densely populated. There are buildings, shops, schools, wells, medical facilities and other infrastructure, all of this packed in a small piece of land. The Jabalia camp is 1.4 square kilometers. Before the war, some 116,000 people lived here. Most of them had fled from Israel or were expelled from Israel following the 1948 war. They had come to this camp looking for safety. Many of these families were struck in the safety of their homes. Bodies are now lining up outside the nearby hospitals. Medics are struggling to treat the injured. Many are being treated in the corridors of the hospital. This is as desperate as it gets.
كمية الإصابات كبيرة جدا، فاقت المئات من الإصابات وصلت إلى مستشفى الأندونيسي بسبب المجزرة التي ارتكبها الاحتلال الإسرائيلي في وسط معسكر جباليا.
This Palestinian mother has lost 3 of her children.
May God have mercy on them. To God we belong, and to Him we will return. May God give me patience. To God we belong, and to Him we will return. Intercede for us, God. God is great. Thank God we die as martyrs. May God give me patience.
Why did Israel strike Jabalia? Were the refugees a threat? Israel claims it was targeting a very senior Hamas commander in that area. This is the IDF spokesperson, Daniel Hagari.
Tonight, we eliminated the murderous terrorist Ibrahim Biari. Biari is the main combat leader in the northern Gaza Strip since the IDF forces entered Gaza. He also had a part in the massacre on October 7. During his assassination, many terrorists were killed. terrorists who stayed with him in the building and in the underground area below the buildings. The damage to Biari's building collapsed additional buildings because there was a wide ground infrastructure in Jabalia, the purpose of which was to carry out terrorist operations against our forces. The entire infrastructure collapsed and many terrorists were killed.
Hamas claiming its commander was not in the Jabalia refugee camp. In short, Biari is not dead. This is what Hamas is claiming. In fact, it is accusing Israel of attempting to justify the strike. Hamas is calling the bombing of Jabalia a quote-unquote heinous crime against safe civilians, children and women in the Jabalia camp. At least 50 people are believed to have died in the strike. Over 150 are wounded. One report in the British media claiming that nearby Beit Lahia Hospital alone received 400 casualties. Majority of them were women and children. Hamas claims at least 7 hostages died in the strike. 3 of them had foreign passports. We have not been able to independently verify this piece of information. The number of dead is steadily on the rise. On the ground, thousands of people are searching through the rubble, looking for their loved ones.
حفرة في هذا المكان في كل مكان انزال ناري عنيف ضرب هذا.
Abdel Karim Ryan lost 15 members of his family. He claims there were no Hamas operatives in Jabalia, just civilians.
I lost my whole family, 15 of them. They were innocent, just staying in the camp. What wrong did they do? All of them were killed. My sister's house with her children, my brother's house with his children, all of my siblings. No one left except me and my younger brother. 15 people. These are their names. They are innocent and kind. It's literally a massacre, complete destruction. All of the alley, 20 houses were demolished.
The area has been completely destroyed. There are no fighters here. These are all civilians. They are all innocent people. No resistance here. There was a bakery here and houses. One of them had 100 people inside and another had 50 people. This is destruction.
Protests erupted as soon as news spread of the bombing of Jabalia. People came out on the streets in Jerusalem, Jordan. Palestinians across the West Bank declared a general strike today. In Iran, the supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, is calling on the Muslim nations to stop the export of food and oil to Israel.
What the Islamic governments should insist on is an immediate halt to the crimes the Israelis are committing in Gaza. The bombardments should immediately stop. They should block the flow of oil and food to the Zionist regime. Islamic governments shouldn't have economic cooperations with the Zionist regime.
Just for how long will this go on? The war is over 3 weeks old now. In Gaza, over 8,700 people have died. Will the bloodshed really bring closure to the families in Israel who have suffered at the hands of the Hamas operatives? The Prime Minister of Israel has an answer. He says the war will continue.
We are in a harsh war. It will also be a long war. We have important achievements, but also painful losses. I promise you and all citizens of Israel, we will continue until the mission is complete. We'll continue until victory.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.